Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and her book The Thing Around Your Neck. So this book is compiled of many short stories that the author has written, and today I'm going to be talking about two in particular. The first one is called The Private Experience, and the second one is called Tomorrow is Too Far. So in this story, The Private Experience, a young girl named Chika and her sister Nanedi went to Nigeria to visit their aunt. While they were there, they went to the market in the morning to get some fresh food for the week. As they were getting their fresh fruit, a religious riot broke out because a Christian man ran over a Quran, and there were some Muslim men that witnessed this, and they killed the man, and this created some conflict between the two religious groups. So during this, the two sisters got split up from each other, and Chika was called over by a local woman who took her to a safe place. They traveled several streets over to an abandoned store where they went in through the window and hid there for several hours. While they were there, they created quite the bond. So Chika was very worried about her sister because they got separated, and the woman was very worried about her daughter because they got separated. During this, they talked about their history and where they were from, and Chika told the woman that she lives in the United States and is going to medical school. And the woman tells Chika that she is a local trader and sells onions at the market. So while all this is going on, they create an unbreakable bond, and Chika realizes that all of this was over Muslims not accepting non-Muslims, but yet this woman had no intent to hurt Chika. She was only there to help her. And at the end, Chika realizes that she may never see her sister again. So the second story I read was Tomorrow is Too Far. In this story, Adichie tells it through a second-person point of view, and the main character is a young girl, and her brother and her cousin are also in the story. So it started as the kids last summer in Nigeria before their parents got divorced, and her mother swore that they would never set foot in Nigeria again. There was many memories made at their grandmother's house, such as climbing the trees and collecting fruit, and about Nosko, the girl's brother, picking coconuts and being cracked open and sipping straight from the coconuts. This was a family tradition that after each coconut was plucked, Grandma broke it open and everyone gathered for a sip of fresh milk. Nosko always got the first sip because everyone else had to wait. He was the son of the grandmother's only son, so he was going to be the one to carry on the family name. That same summer, Nosko tragically fell to his death out of a tree because of a trick that Grandma was trying to play on them. This caused some fights between the mother and the father and the grandmother. And 18 years later, Grandma died. The girl went back to visit her grave, and at this time, she was talking to her cousin Dawsey while standing under the avocado tree that her brother fell from, and they decided that Nosko's death may have been necessary so that he couldn't be the superior child anymore, and so that they would be viewed in the same way that he was. So both of these stories are talking about people traveling from the US to Nigeria and vice versa, and this relates directly to the author's life because she was born in Nigeria but moved to the US as a young adult. So both of these short stories include one of the main character's siblings dying, which isn't included in all of her other short stories, but a few of them do include this. The theme in Tomorrow is Too Far is basically about favoritism in children, which relates to her life because Chimamanda was the fifth of 6 children born, so she wasn't noticed as much as her older siblings were, and that has influenced her writing in this story. The theme in the story, The Private Experience, is about a religious riot breaking out in Nigeria, and growing up as a Christian and not a Muslim in Nigeria caused her to experience these riots in her own life, which is what influenced writing this story. I would definitely recommend reading these books. I found them very interesting, and the stories throughout them was very encouraging and brought you into the life of another culture. So 5 out of 5, I would recommend reading her